Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review of S.I.C. Kamen Rider OOO SaGohZo combo. This is a Premium Bandai exclusive S.I.C, just so you know. You probably can tell by the packaging or just by knowledge. But I have been collecting the OOO S.I.Cs. I haven't gotten all of the exclusive ones, but I decided to pick this one up because it is my favorite form. That's just a little about me. Now tell me about yourself. Interesting. Thought we'd run this like a Blue's Clues episode. I don't know why. Anyway, I don't know why I got so weird to start. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm at a bit of a higher angle than I usually am for figure reviews, but since this guy's kind of taller and even a little bigger when he gets more pieces, I decided it was easier. I don't know why I'm explaining myself to you. But let's go ahead and take a very quick look at the packaging. Everyone's favorite part. I get constant requests saying, Dawson, just do the boxes. See, he's even like, I'm so bored if you're not doing the boxes, I can't even handle it. Anyway, so the box here is a closed box, which tends to be a trend in exclusive figures. You just got kind of a nice shot of the figure, which you already saw right there, and then just sort of the background design. The sides just sort of feature the individual medals, S.I.C, Gorilla, and Zo. And then on the back, it just shows you what you can do with them. He's got special effect pieces, which you can see why he's going to get bigger. So yeah, pretty cool. I think the box will be okay being left in here. So let's bring him back, and his little medal holder actually fell off. That's embarrassing. Don't do that in public. Oh, you're embarrassing yourself. This is something I'll go over in a second. But anyway, before we actually get to the figure, I'm going to take a quick look at his accessory tray, and then we'll take a look at him. So I just always like to keep him in the tray. So as you can see, we've got these large pieces here, which are going to be the alternate legs and arms, which we will get more in detail in a minute. He's got two other varieties of hands, just holding things hands, which is mainly for like the scanner, and then just sort of relaxed hands. Up here you get little tiny, you can see them, cell medals, which are like little actually metal and very cool looking. I'm not going to take them completely out because I have a bad history of losing these, but very cool. And then up here you actually have these little swappable chest pieces, which you can swap on there, so that if you do different combos, so that is neat. There's also an alternate head here, also for the sort of extreme mode, and an alternate head for Gatakiri Ba, which I've tried to shove it on there and it doesn't really work, but it's mainly for if you have the Gatakiri Ba figure, which goes for crazy expensive. But you can also hold it in his hand, like he's just murdered Gatakiri Ba for some reason. But yeah, pretty well accessorized. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the man of the hour himself. Just taking a quick look, articulation-wise, he's essentially does have the same base setup as the other OOO figures. But as you can tell, excuse me, as you can tell, I choked, he's a lot bulkier. So wow. That just does not want to stay on. But his shoulder joint is a 360 ball joint, but because of not only this piece, but this piece, you don't get that much of range of motion. You do have a double joint here, which is obviously hindered by this. These, even as hard as you press them in, tend to become a little loose, as you saw, because of having to switch them out. And that might be a case-by-case basis, too. Sometimes I have S.I.C figures that I have a problem getting that to ever tighten up again, sometimes not. He does have articulation here, you can see at the waist and chest, but yet again, he's so bulky, it's a bit hindered. The leg is the same. You do have that nice joint here, but this does hinder it a bit. Look, that opens and you can put the medals in there. Isn't that cool? Anyway, double knee joint here. You can swivel it, and that also pops off. Man, this is just not a good endorsement for you, buddy. But then he's got a nice joint here as well. What looks to be toe action, but you can't really move it. Oh, I just keep choking. But anyway, like I said at the very beginning, the bottom line is he does have the well-articulated setup, just because he's so bulky, and scully? No, sorry, I couldn't resist. It's just more hindered, which is the case with a lot of different figures depending on design, but he's one of those, I guess, extreme cases, which I don't have a problem with it, because given his design, I wouldn't expect him to be more articulated. But so now, I also decided to forego my usual table on this, just because he is a bit heavier. I'm sure he could fit on there now, but in the other mode. So we're just going to kind of zoom in and talk. But overall, I absolutely love the stylistic choices they've been making with these OOO figures. The head sculpt obviously is that of a rhino. I think it looks really awesome. It's got this really awesome, rhino look. And you can see there the compound eyes, I think, just really contrast off of it well. Caught you there. But yeah, it just looks really great. I love the design. You got the gorilla arms here. These are just obviously the base ones. which also look good. The silver paint is nice and shiny. It's got kind of a really nice lined look to it. Here, as you can see, is the chest piece, which this is the solid piece of his sort of all combined symbol, which you can remove and replace with the individualized ones I showed you just a second ago. Now get back on there. And then here, obviously, is the belt. As you can see, there's actually 3 completely designed medals in there, and you can pop this off and switch it out. I just don't really like to do it that often. So, there we go. See, that's why I don't like doing it. I just wanted to show that. Alright, and they are back. Just be very careful with those. You don't want to lose them. Here, obviously, is the OOO scanner, which actually is really nicely detailed. And this is pretty much why he has holding things hands, because he can hold this if you want to do some scanning action. Pretty much the same as all the other ones we've gotten with like Tajador and Takatora Bata, but still very cool. And as you can see down here now, his leg fell off, but you got these skirt pieces here, which now we're studying the elephant side. You can see the sort of hided look, some horns, like elephant ears too, I could see. People could be like, no, you're wrong, that's what this looks supposed to look like this, but anyway, it just looks cool. Damn. One thing about S.I.Cs is they do tend to fall apart. It is a case-by-case basis, like I said, and I actually didn't have that many problems with until he got on camera. And then you got his feet here, which you can sort of see the elephant design influence if this camera stops blurring. There we go. And they look even more so when you switch out the pieces here. We're going to be switching in a minute. But yeah, that is his core design, which on his own, even without these fantastical pieces we're about to get here, he looks awesome, and it's just really awesome design. I love the design choices they made for these. I don't know why I'm getting him to stand, because he's going to be taken apart in a minute. Because I said so, just stand. Well, let's just go ahead and take him apart. Okay, let's take him apart. Okay, so we're going to switch out his pieces, which is very simple. As you can see, just take out the legs. They're very easy to take out. Take out the arms as well. And this one's actually more difficult to do. It's the only tight one in the bunch. Come on. Only tight one in the bunch. That's what she said. There we go. Put this back on. This one stayed completely fine until I took it off for you guys. Alright. He had no arms, no legs. He couldn't see, hear, or speak. This is how he led a nation. Anyway, so let's go ahead, and now we also take off his head. So that is essentially preparing him. We are going to do a total body swap. So take this other helmet, which is essentially the same, it's just got a longer horn, so that it can be the white Blaster Beetleborg. And this is always annoying because you get the joint here, and it's got a hinge on it so it can move, but then it will bend when you're trying to pop it in. Come on. There you go. So just be real careful. There we go. Heard the snap. There we go. He's got a head now. He can see again. Alright, and now we put the arms on. Be careful there. Just kind of slide it in. Do the best we can. We'll try to secure it again better in a minute, but for now, that is pretty good. I'll say that, and then it'll fall off. And then we got the legs here. Snap those in. This is so badass. Seriously, guys. Alright, and that is essentially what you get. He stands a lot easier. One thing that's also awesome about the gorilla arms, they can move out like that. And just, you know what? Forget your medal holder. You don't get it anymore. You've lost your medal holder privileges. And, mwahaha. There we go. It can actually hold it in there, but I'm just kind of saying it like that. But as you can see, very, very, very awesome. I absolutely love this figure. I'm just going to lift that out there because it's getting in my way and I'm annoyed. But really awesome. I love not only the design in general of these, but I love that they all come with unique, much more animalistic parts, and they really embrace it. The gorilla arms are hugely awesome. They just give it this real sense of power to it, which is just great, and they have this just really awesome design to them too. They just look really cool. The elephant legs also look awesome, and you can actually fold these out so they can be like elephant ears, which is just really cool. Let's go ahead and take a quick look down here. But just look how badass that is. Seriously, those are so awesome, and it makes the figure look even bigger, even badder. Just really an awesome, awesome figure. So, final verdicts here. Overall, as you can tell, I really like this figure. With S.I.Cs, kind of hit or miss. You are going to face various issues. Sometimes, these tend to have random loose joints. Mine didn't, thankfully. I mean, they're loose popping out, but not when I'm articulating it. And sometimes you are going to have it fall apart. My Takatora is fine, and I believe Tajador has a little bit of problems, and Putotira also does. He unfortunately can fall apart a lot, but that's also a lot about messing around with it. It's nothing, even though we had quite a bit of flubs in this review, it's nothing that really upsets me enough to where I'd be like, man, this is a crap figure. It's not necessarily that it feels cheap at all. It's more like there's just a lot of pieces and a lot going on. So, but with S.I.Cs, you're always going to kind of face those issues, unfortunately. But they have gotten a lot better over the years. The old S.I.Cs used to be kind of terrible for that. But overall, I still think it's a great figure. Like I said, the designs look great. Just the overall quality of the figure, just when you feel it and look-wise, is great. It looks good on the shelf. So if you can get past some of the sort of like maintenance issues S.I.Cs have, and you really like the design and you can find it for a good price, I can recommend it. Unfortunately, the S.I.C exclusives like this tend to go for a lot on the aftermarket. So if you see a good deal, definitely jump on it if you want it. But I do really enjoy the figure. But anyway, that's about it. Until next time, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast at writersrangersrambles.com. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, it's Dawson Ryder, signing out.